What's going on, YouTube family? Garrett back with another video. In this video, I want to go over should you compete with Amazon on a listing or not, and how to tell if Amazon is actually sharing the buy box on a particular listing. As you guys have probably heard many times, other resellers always say, don't try to compete with Amazon, don't hop on the listing. And originally, a long time ago, I used to think the same thing until I actually started kind of diving deeper into different data points. And there are some listings where it's possible to get sales even though Amazon is on the listing. So in this video, I want to show you guys how to know whether or not Amazon is willing to share the buy box on a particular listing based on the data. So let's hop right on into my computer and I'll go over exactly how to analyze this. Alrighty guys, so here is a listing for an Adidas shoe that I sold in the past. I actually picked these up for like 15 bucks and I made a deal with a local store here. They were just trying to close them out. They didn't have room to put them on the floor. So I got them for like 16 bucks a pop and I got like a lot of them. And I was kind of nervous at first to buy them because Amazon was on the listing. And a lot of times you don't want to compete with Amazon, but in this case, I felt safe in spending quite a bit of money into this product. So basically how I'm able to tell whether or not Amazon is willing to share the buy box is very simple. One way is, the first thing I look for is we see Amazon's always priced at $59.99 and $64.99, and they've never really gone below that price, even though they did right here for a short period of time. But we see often that FBA sellers are priced below Amazon, right? Amazon's priced at $59.99. The lowest third-party FBA is at $46.99. Now we can see right here that the buy box is getting won by mostly FBA sellers, right? So even though Amazon's on this listing, there's third-party sellers winning the buy box because their price is substantially cheaper. And at $48, I'm purchasing this shoe for 16 bucks. I'm still able to make about 100% ROI. So that was a good sign. Now, the very easy way to tell how often Amazon is sharing the buy box or how often other sellers are winning the buy box, because the same can be said on another listing that Amazon's not on. There might be a mega seller on there with like 1,000 units in stock, and for one reason or another, Amazon favors them in the buy box over most of the other sellers. So this isn't just apply to if Amazon's on the listing. This applies kind of to just all listings in general. One thing you can do is come over here to data. When using Keepa. If you didn't know, Keepa's basically a tool that just offers you a ton of data. It's about 18 bucks a month. I recommend everyone get Keepa if you're trying to seriously sell on Amazon. Now, what we want to do is go to data and then click on buy box statistics, okay? And this basically gives us a rundown of who's on this listing, okay? And how often they're winning the buy box and what their price point's at. It also shows us sometimes their stock count, okay? So as we can see, Amazon's winning the buy box on this listing for 17% of the time for an average price of $48.84. But see what I like to see here? All these other sellers right here have been able to win part of the buy box, and some for a substantial amount of time. So we can see Celebrate Alive is winning at 21% of the time, Haas Brands is winning at 12% of the time, and you guys kind of get the gist, right? And some of these other guys are priced pretty competitively, but they're not really winning the buy box for one reason or another, likely because they just shipped their products in and they're still waiting to fully be checked into Amazon, so they can't really win the buy box when there's a ton of competition. But the cool thing is you can check out the data for 30 days, 90 days, 180 days, and 365 days. So as we go over like the last 180 days, we see Amazon won the buy box 34% of the time, and the rest of the time the buy box was being won by these other sellers. So with this in mind, you know, this isn't a listing where Amazon is hogging the buy box 100% of the time. A majority of the time, it's being won by other sellers. And if you're able to compete with Amazon on price, me knowing I could on this particular listing, because I know for a fact Amazon is not purchasing this shoe for as cheap as I was, just because I really got like a crazy deal on them. So I knew I could definitely compete with Amazon on pricing. In worst case scenario, I could price it at like $39.99 and only make like $8 a pair. So that is why I purchased this item. And on an item like this, I mean, the rank is ridiculous. It's like top 600 in shoes or something, 250 in sports and outdoors. So this is moving probably like 10,000 plus units a month on this listing. So buying the type of volume I did for this particular shoe, even though Amazon was on the listing, I was still able to sell through all the shoes within like 1 to 2 weeks. I'd have to go back and check. So just wanted to make this video kind of showing you how to use Keepa to know, even though Amazon might be on a listing, are they sharing the buy box? Can you buy at a price and beat them on price? And it shows historically that Amazon doesn't come below a certain price that you can beat. So these are just some things to consider when making purchasing decisions. So I hope you gained some value from this video. As always, if Amazon is on a listing, you definitely want to do a little bit more thorough research and check to see if they are sharing the buy box a good amount of the time. If it shows like Amazon's winning it 95, 96% of the time, I'd likely pass on that listing. But as we can see on this listing, you know, it shows they're sharing the buy box a vast amount of the time. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, definitely consider joining the family by hitting that subscribe button. And that is going to wrap it up. I'll see you guys on the next video.